You know that feeling when you look out at your yard, that perfect patch of green, and everything just feels right? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on a secret invasion that could be happening right under your nose. So, I've got to ask you, is your yard really as healthy as it looks on the surface? It seems like a simple question, right? But believe me, the answer can be way more complicated than you might think. Because underneath that beautiful, calm landscape, a full-on aggressive takeover could already be happening. And the scary part? It's quiet. It's sneaky. It's a fight for control of your own backyard. Okay, so let's get into it. It's time to put a name to the face of this threat. We need to define this hidden enemy that could be lurking right there among your flowers and trees. So, what are we talking about? We're talking about invasive plants. And the most important thing to get from this definition is that these things are not your average weeds. No way. They're basically non-native species that act like total bullies. They spread like crazy and just steal all the good stuff: sunlight, water, nutrients from the plants you actually want. And this really breaks it down perfectly. You see, your native plants, they're team players. They support the whole local ecosystem, keeping everything in a natural balance. But invasive plants, they're playing a totally different game. It's all about disruption and just aggressive conquest. A complete clash. So you might be wondering, how do they actually pull this off? Well, it's not random at all. These plants have a very specific playbook, a set of strategies they use to take over. So let's break down that playbook. Okay, first up, they grow incredibly fast and their root systems just sprawl out everywhere, sometimes even making the soil toxic for other plants. Second, since they're not from around here, there are no natural predators, no insects, no diseases to keep them in check. Third, they shoot up tall and get really dense, basically creating this huge shade canopy that starves out everything underneath it. And finally, as if that wasn't enough, they produce a ridiculous amount of seeds, spreading their armies far and wide. Now, this isn't just some faceless, nameless enemy. Drawing from a case study out of Dallas, Georgia, we've got a whole rogues gallery of common culprits you might actually find in your yard. So let's meet the most wanted. And on this list, you'll see some pretty infamous characters. You've got kudzu, famously known as the vine that ate the South, which can literally swallow entire landscapes whole. Then there's Chinese privet, which just muscles out all the native trees. But here's a really wild part. A lot of these, like English ivy and Japanese honeysuckle, were actually brought here on purpose because they looked nice. People wanted them as pretty ornamental plants, with no idea they'd end up weakening healthy trees or completely choking out everything on the ground. And Tree of Heaven? Yeah, don't let that name fool you. Its roots are strong enough to damage the foundation of your house. You know, spotting these guys is one thing, but really understanding the damage they do, that's a whole other story. So let's talk about the true cost, because this invasion can have a real impact on your yard and your wallet. This quote from our source material just says it all, doesn't it? What might start out as just a small, little problem can spiral out of control so fast, turning your beautiful outdoor space into a chaotic, unmanageable jungle. And this is exactly what that unmanageable mess looks like in the real world. We're talking about your healthy trees getting weakened and even killed. We're talking about more soil erosion. It even creates perfect hiding spots for pests like rodents and ticks. And of course, all of this drives your maintenance costs way up and, get this, can seriously lower your property value. That is a huge price to pay. Okay, but here's the good news. This is not a lost cause. Not at all. You can absolutely fight back and take back your yard. The key, though, is having a smart, strategic plan of attack. So here it is, your counter-offensive. Step 1, early detection. The sooner you spot an invader, the easier this whole process is going to be. Step 2, proper removal. And I mean proper. Just yanking off the tops won't cut it. For some of these species, if you leave even a tiny piece of the root, they'll come back with a vengeance. Which brings us to step 3. For the really tough cases, calling in a professional is your best bet for safe, effective removal, ensuring they're gone for good. So the next time you're looking out at your yard, I want you to look a little closer. Think about the ecosystem that's trying to thrive there, or maybe struggling to survive. It really leaves us with one final, big question to think about. What silent battles are being fought in your own backyard?